What's happening, guys? This is Gate 7 International Podcast. We're going to give you some player ratings from the AEK Olympiakos game today. 5-1 thumping Olympiakos victory. This is the first time we're going to do dedicated player ratings video for you. Hoping to do more, and we can get straight into it. Labro, starting with the keeper, Jose Sa. Didn't have much to do today, but what did you think?
Yeah, honestly, I can't remember him really even making that difficult of a save, to be honest. So what can you really say? Was his distribution fine? I would say I don't remember him making any blunders. So 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. What does that sound like?
Yeah, no, to me as well, man. I don't really remember him putting a foot wrong, to be fair. But then again, he really didn't have much to do. With 6 being the average, I would give him a 7. Not much to say about Jose Sa today.
I think it's fair, yeah.
So 7 for Jose Sa. Ruben Semedo.
First game back, we have to say, right? First game back.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot that he was injured, actually.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I forget. Did he did surgery or he didn't do surgery? I forget. Anyway, it's been a while. 5-6 weeks now. So I thought he had a great game, actually. I'm gonna be honest. I know I read some people faulting him for the goal, but like Androutsos slid into him and the ball hit off his leg. He couldn't really do much. Again, I would give him probably like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10, I would say.
I think for me, it's a 7, like a 7.5. I think it was. I forgot he was injured. He looked so comfortable and not phased by his injury at all. And it was a knee injury, which okay, they're not to be taken lightly. So yeah, I would agree with the 7.5. I wouldn't go for an 8 though. 7.5 is fair. Do you think we can agree on that?
Yeah, we can just say 7.5.
7.5. Okay. What about Usain Ubar, the main man?
Really good game from him today, right? I think right around there, 7.5 or 8 probably as well. Maybe you may give him a little bit higher marks for Levi Garcia, I would guess, for his marking of him. But yeah, right around there for me.
For me, it's an 8. I think out of the 3 centre backs, he was busy. He was busiest, and like we said on the episode that we just recorded on the post game with Greg Gavalas, I think in that back 3, it was like running into a brick wall for Levi Garcia. Every time Garcia got the ball down the right hand side for AEK, and he started to try something, he'd either run straight into Bar or just this brick wall of Olympiakos players, with Bar really being at the helm. So I thought he did really well. So for me, he gets an 8 for me. And the next one is Papa Sokratis, Papa Stathopoulos.
It's weird because I don't remember him doing much as well. Like I felt like he had a good game, but I don't remember him doing as much as Semedo or Bob. Maybe that's because he was in the center and kind of playing that sweeper kind of role. I don't know. I just think he had a fine game, like 7 almost. I want to just say for him, like he did a good job.
It was a quiet game for him, I thought. For me, the same, Labro. I honestly can't remember him doing much, positive or negative, but a quiet performance, but effective. So I'd probably agree with a 7 as well. That's an easy one. And
yeah, one was easy.
Next one's interesting. Yeah. Jose Holebas. What a game.
What a game, exactly. I'm inclined to go, I forget on the podcast if I gave him man of the match or masouras. I think I gave him man of the match, so I'm going to give him a 9. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. What a game from holebas today. Against Levi Garcia as well, was on his side, I think. Yeah, he was. So great game from holebas.
I think for me, it's also, like an 8.5. I don't know if I'll go all the way up to a 9, because for me, somebody else was my man of the match. But just watching him bombing forward and those through balls that he made for the second goal, for the second goal, masouras is first. It was a great pass, and generally you just you see this 37-year-old. I forget how old he is, just bombing up and down the wing at his age. like he's a teenager. It's really unbelievable. And like we were saying on the podcast, I think he's shown today that he could be deserving of another year, even at his age. As a backup option, I think he's a valuable player to have. So for me, 8.5. 8.5.
We can say 8.5. Yeah, sure.
And what about Androutsos on the other side?
Honestly, early, I texted you guys this as well. You remember, I thought he was struggling early, but I think he settled into the game as it went on. Really, during that international break, he didn't get a chance to play, so he's been a little bit cold, I would say. He had a phantom injury for why he couldn't play against Honduras. That was such bullshit, open TV, whatever. I thought he played fine as well. At the beginning of the game, I would have maybe said 6.5, but in the end, maybe 7 for him.
I think I'll agree with that. He was a bit shaky at the beginning, or he was getting pressed quite a lot, and I don't think we weren't in rhythm, so he was seeing quite a lot of the ball, and I think he was just making a few small mistakes here and there, but then he kind of grew more into the game, and I think a 7's a fair kind of rating for him. Yeah. Moving on, Mady Camara.
A goal today, has to be said. It's weird. Another one who was just like driving past people. We touched upon it a little bit in the podcast, but I didn't clearly say it. In this 3-4-3, I think he's really come out and shown himself. He's kind of gotten more ability to, I don't know, even go forward, but more space to run, I kind of want to say. Anyway, I thought he had a great game. I would go 7.5 or 8, to be honest, though. Not much higher.
I think it's a 7.5 for me. I think he's obviously opened the scoring. If you don't shoot, you don't score. He got lucky with the deflection. And then when he's on the pitch, I like to see those surging runs for him. When he gets the ball and you just see him attack and penetrate. And I think I saw him do that once or twice today. I have big expectations of him, which is why I'm only going to go with a 7.5. So not an 8, 7.5 for me.
That's fair.
Jan Villa.
He played good, but like, again, it was another one of those where it wasn't one of his best matches because we expect so much of him. So I would really give him a 7, but he played great. I bet you Adi's going to go back in the statistics, even though he hates Jan Villa, has to be said, ever since the Ammonia game. I think it was a 7 out of 10 probably for him. But I think that's also the 6 role, like it's so hard to give them higher marks or lower marks that just like always just like they do their job.
I don't feel like he had a lot of pressure today. And he's again one of those players in the team that I can't really remember much of what he did during the game. It was comfortable, I think, for him. So probably a 7. I would be very interested to look at the data. I'm sure Ari's he's gonna do a deep dive into Y-Scout, as he always does. So I'd be quite interested to see his stats from that game, Ari, when you listen to this. So a 7 for Jan Villa. And the next one is Yorgos Masouras, somebody that we give a lot of shit to. Somebody that we give a lot of shit to from time to time. But what do we have today?
Honestly, is it a 9? I think it could be a 9 from him. 8.5 or a 9. He's there with Holebas for me. For man of the match, I think they were almost like co-man of the match for me. Just a great game. The finishing was good, and then he missed the sitter, but it's okay. We forget about that. It's just, and I mentioned on the podcast, Thanassis took one of our favorite journalists took like a glory lap, talking about statistics about how masouras is one of the best wingers in the league when it comes to finishing and assists, blah blah blah. And he was proven right today. Just a good game from him. Like, great game. Should have been starting for the national team, has to be said.
Yeah, it's a 9 for me as well. If he'd got the hat trick, it would have been a perfect 10 for sure. I'm not giving him a higher rating because I get annoyed with the misplaced passes. It's just something in his game that he has to fix to elevate himself from being a good squad player to a really to being a top player for this team. he has to. He can't misplace those 5-yard passes. It just really, really annoys me. But the finish, I mean, for the first goal was truly emphatic, like with the left foot down the left-hand side, beating the keeper on his near post. It was a fantastic finish.
Yeah.
And the second one, cool as you like. So, no, hats off. I think he had a very, very good game. I think that was his 9th or 10th goal this season in 24 or 25.
He's one of the leading scorers. It's crazy in the league. It's crazy.
So there you go. Love him or hate him, Yorgos Masouras gets the goals. The next one.
See, I was saying I thought he had a better game than usual, but I don't. But what is that? It's almost like a 6.5 to me, like because sometimes they're just like 4 or 5s, like his usual game. So again, he's like right there by 6.57 to me. It's just like a player who's just, I don't know. He's not doing it for me. He has, what is it now, 7, 8 more games to try and prove himself in a cup final and a cup semifinal, I should say. We'll see.
I'm with you. I think it's a 6.5 today. He didn't really do a lot going forwards. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth keeping him on for another season, even if it's a loan extension. I get the feeling that Martins wants to keep him, that he wants him to stick around, but I can't see it right now. I just think he's one of those speed merchants, and I'm not sure what. And he's very, very fast. He's rapid, but I'm not that impressed. I'm not that impressed with him, and I'd rather see Mario Vrusai get more chances in the team.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a 6.5 for me today.
That's fair.
El Arabi.
Youssef El Arabi, what another fantastic game from him. The pass for the Masouras second goal, I want to say. Incredible stuff. He's always there, always a poacher, scoring the goal from the Lopez mistake as well. Just a great game. His hold-up play was excellent as well. Another one who I want to give an 8 or an 8.5 to. Just a really enjoyable game from him today.
See, for me, it's higher. For me, it's a 9. We were saying earlier, like, for me, he was my man of the match. I just thought he didn't put a foot wrong anywhere. It's just coming back, passing the ball out to the wings, holding up play. Everything he did was brilliant. I think it was just one of those performances, El Arabi at his best. Got the poacher's goal. It was a gift. You know, he was merciless when given the opportunity.
Yeah.
So for me, a 9.
Okay.
We up to a 9.
You can go for the 9. I'll go 8.5. I would say.
Okay. We can split that one. Okay. Yeah. And now getting on to the subs. Fortounis
right away. Decent game from him. Again, as always, a goal today. For a sub, though, I feel like you always got to stick around to the average, so maybe a 7.5 for him. I thought he played well, but he didn't really explode.
7.5 is fair. He was in the action. He got a goal.
Yeah.
I think he got caught in possession a couple of times on the left, or he went over looking for a foul. But yeah, I mean, for Kostas playing against AEK, Pelates, like you know, Fortounis is going to get a goal against AEK, so I'm glad he did today. So that's a 7.5 for Kostas. Okay, and now your favorite.
I think it's gonna be a 4 for me. Like, honestly, he's just rubbish. We were on the counter, and it just was like the most Lazar moment I've ever seen. Like, we were on the counter, and he had a simple pass to play, and he tried to dribble past 2 or 3. He dribbled past 1, and then he gave the ball away, and I came back the other way. Jan and Villa probably cleaned it up. I think it was Jan and Villa cleaned it up, but just like simple things. It's like, why can't this guy just go back to the simple? The simple is what got him to be on this team. Just run hard, shoot the ball hard, the easy pass. That is why Pedro Martins loved you. Like, why don't you do this anymore? You're not Cristiano Ronaldo. Stop dribbling. But that's just for me.
I don't have a lot to say. I think besides Kostas, we didn't really get much from the other subs.
Yeah, I would agree. The
Lazar,
rest are probably like a 6 almost.
it's like Lazar for me. Yeah, it's like probably a 5.
Yeah.
I could be unfair,
Mm.
but yeah, I mean he didn't really do much while he was on the pitch. So I think you said 4.
Yeah, so let's just say 5, I guess.
Let's take it back up to 5. Just
Yeah,
okay,
give it to him.
okay. You're getting off lightly this time, Lazar, if you're listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Bouchalakis. He was the last sub, I think,
Yeah,
with Drago.
not much, just like I can't remember anything really he did, so I guess a 6, I guess.
6. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't have much time to have an impact, so you can
Yeah.
just call that an easy 6. Hassan didn't touch the ball.
Did
Felt
he not touch the ball? I don't think he touched the ball. Was it really his fault though? Usually it's his fault, but this time 6, I guess. I don't really.
Okay. Yeah, let's be nice.
Yeah.
Give him a 6. And another one of your favorites.
Oh, he was poor today. For the 10 minutes he played, Bouchalakis, I can't remember anything he did wrong or he did right, but Drager, again, he was being played on like the left side, which isn't his natural side, of course, but like still, it was just so poor. I would say he was below the rest of the subs. I'd give him a 5, maybe with Lazar. And he kept, maybe it's a little unfair to say, but he kept Karim on side for the goal.
Yeah,
it's a
that's
little
true.
bit nitpicking, but
that's true. But then again, he was out of position. I don't know how familiar he is playing out on the left.
I don't think he is at all.
No,
I thought Androutsos would go out there for some reason. I don't know why.
True, me too. Actually, was surprised to see him come on the left-hand side. He looked quite tired at the end. He was huffing and puffing, and I think he only had 15 minutes on the pitch. And I saw him when they were coming off, going into the dugout, and he looked he looked tired. So
maybe he played like for all of his national team games. He had like a few good games, I guess. So
yeah,
who knows?
Should we be nice?
Yeah, let's just say 5.56, I guess.
6.
Yeah, 6.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, but that's all the player ratings done.
Perfect.
Hope you enjoyed this this mini video clip. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on all our social media channels: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook @Gate7INTL. Thanks for listening. See you next time.